What's up, everybody? Hope you all enjoyed your day. Getting into this episode of GH, I enjoyed this episode very much. I totally enjoyed it. Um, I'm not surprised that Chase decided to break things off with BOQ. I seen the writing on the wall. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't blame him. I can't blame him. BLQ did this to herself. She could sit there and sob all she want to, but at the end of the day, she didn't give him the choice. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a grown man, you want the option to choose what your future is going to look like. She took that option away from him when she chose to leave him in the dark about a letter she was supposed to write. You know what I'm saying? That could have helped him get his job back, and she took that away from him, all because she wanted them to continue to work together. Like, what is wrong with just being a couple? You know what I'm saying? You don't have to work with your significant other and be a couple. You don't have to do all that. You know what I mean? Um, so I don't feel bad for BOQ on this. I really don't. Chase did what he had to do. He felt betrayed by her. And I can't say I blame him. Loyalty is everything to people. You know what I'm saying? And it's like she sat there and lied to him, and she had no intention of responding to Dante's email. She had no intention of writing that letter. She even deleted the email. So that goes to show she had no intention of him going back to the PCPD because she didn't want that for him. But at the end of the day, it's not about what she wants. It's about what he wants. And she knows how much being a cop means to him. You know what I'm saying? So why would you take that away? Um, so at the end of the day, I can't blame him. Being a cop is what he loved doing. And she took that from him. You know what I'm saying? He feels robbed. All for a singing career that he never really wanted. I think singing for him was good. It was fun, but it was a hobby for him. It wasn't what he saw as his life going forward. So I can't fault him for it. BLQ did what she did. He did what he had to do. I think eventually Chase will forgive her. I definitely do. I think he might. If she come correct and she change her behavior, because at the end of the day, she need to stop that selfish stuff. But that's kind of a Quartermain trait, so I doubt that's going away anytime soon with her. So she better get down, get some knee pads, start begging like Keith Sweat, just beg that man, do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, pull out all the stops. If you really want him back, you're going to have to do some type of grand gesture in order to gain his forgiveness, and get back in his good graces. So anyway, moving on from that, I am so freaking happy that this whole thing was just a ruse. Like, Holly and Robert and Felicia done pulled the wool over everybody's eyes. I loved it. I had a feeling that it was some type of trickery going on. I had a feeling. I wasn't too sure, but I had a feeling that this was all some type of trick. And it was. Felicia did her thing with this whole plan. You know what I'm saying? As far as like rigging the cabin to explode, that was all Felicia. She did her fucking thing. And she brought over some gear to make sure that Holly didn't get burned in the fire. That shit was smart. I love that shit. I love when we get legends working together, coming together on a plan. I freaking love it. That's why I said before, it's in Holly's best interest to tell Robert the truth, because then they could all come together and form some type of plan against Victor. And look at God. Look at God. They done came together and the plan worked like butter. It worked. It was smooth sailing. Felicia did her thing. She came over, she rigged that stove to make it explode when it needed to explode. And Holly and Robert, I had no idea that the drugging, when Robert was drugged and she took the briefcase, that was all staged too. I said, oh, I'll be damned. I thought that part was real. That shit was staged. I said, wow, y'all really went all out with this little plan. And I like it too. It was genius. Damn ingenious. I enjoyed that little plan. So they had to basically make it seem like Holly was of no use to Victor anymore. So that way he wouldn't kill Ethan. So they got the records and stuff like that to prove that she's in a burn unit halfway across the country, getting treatment. And in reality, they gave her a new ID, untraceable car, and she's gonna drive into Canada and disappear. So that way she can try to find out where Ethan is, because the last thing she needed was Ethan to die, because what she also did was she made a backdoor plan with Miss Wu, of all people. Because I was wondering at first too, like, why Miss Wu? I seen the previews and I'm like, why is Miss Wu cuddling up the Victor all of a sudden? But it now makes sense. Holly and Miss Wu got a deal going where she gave Miss Wu a piece of the jewels or whatever in order to drug Victor for her. She didn't want the drug to kill him, but it's kind of her way of getting some revenge on him for what he did. And Miss Wu was wondering, like, why you hate Victor so much. Holly filled her in like, oh, he kidnapped my son and he claimed to be a family man. And Miss Wu was not here for that. She was like, oh, it's a special place in hell for men like Victor. I love Miss Wu. Miss Wu got her hand in everything, and I love it. I love it. She got her hand in damn near everything in Port Charles. Miss Wu got her hands on it, and I'm here for it. And she agreed. She was like, okay, I'll do what you need. I felt bad for Robert though, because Robert still loves him some Holly, but it's like every time he wants to reignite their romance, it's always bad timing with them. And it was funny because they both kind of laughed about that, and it's always bad timing, man. But you know what? I enjoyed Emma Samms though. I did. I enjoyed her brief return. Hope she returns again. But you know what? With Holly leaving the country, that opens the door for Robert and Diane. So I'm here for it. If Robert and Diane happen, I'm all for that too. So I feel bad for Mac as well though, because they had to keep Mac in the dark on this one. Because Mac was wondering where the jewels was, like where the necklace and stuff was at. I could understand why Robert and Holly didn't fill Mac in on this, but Felicia and them, they was all sure that Mac would understand. And I'm pretty sure he would understand. But I also understand why they chose not to tell, really anybody about these plans, because the less people that knew about it, the better. With a plan like this, and you're trying to fool somebody like Victor, you need to play your cards very close to the vest when you're dealing with somebody like Victor Cassadine. Because if any piece of information of this plan leaked out to Victor and he got suspicious, the plan would have been dead in the water before it even started. You know what I'm saying? So I think they played this brilliantly. So anyway, Miss Wu was over there, talking with Victor and stuff, and she sent him a drink, and he drunk the drink, but he was getting updates and stuff on Holly. And Victor was not pleased on the updates that his boy was giving him. So now he knows that Holly is no longer of use to him. And he smashed that glass and shit. I said, well, he could smash the glass all he wants. Soon you gonna be night-night. That shit is hilarious though. But, Holly made sure that the drug that she gave him, that she gave Miss Wu to give him wasn't gonna kill him, because if he died, she would never get Ethan back. But she wanted to get a little taste of revenge on him, and I don't blame her. And she looked like she gonna get it too. So anyway, moving on from that, I felt bad for Britt because, well, before I even get to Britt, let me just tell y'all one thing. Maura West. She always look her best. Like, she always look good, but she was killing the game in this episode. Like, y'all see the ensemble, y'all seen how she looked. Ava was looking fucking good in this episode. Like, she looked good in every episode, but she was looking bomb in this episode. I'm just saying. Like, I love me some Ava. But I felt bad for Britt because she was sitting there talking about how she hasn't had relationship sex in years. Like, she's had sex, you know what I'm saying? I think with Jason recently, I mean, she had sex. But she hasn't had relationship sex, with somebody that she's in a relationship with, she in love with, all that type of stuff. And she told Ava, she was like, shit, the last time I had relationship sex was with Nicholas in 2014. I said, damn, it's been 8 years? And Nicholas sitting in the background just gawking at them and stuff like that, wondering what they over there talking about. I'm like, Nicholas, mind your little business. So of course, Nicholas overheard the conversation and he all patting himself on the back, all proud and shit. Like he got that effect on women. I'm like, Nicholas, go sit down somewhere. Over here ear hustling. But yeah, I feel bad for Britt, because she was talking about marriage and stuff and how she never been married. She never had a husband. She never even had a birthday party before. I said, damn. Like her life just sounds. I mean, don't get me wrong. She's an accomplished doctor. She's smart, educated. She's very educated, got a great job. But it's sad that she missed out on some great personal stuff in her life. Never being married, never having kids, you know, never even having a real birthday party or nothing. I feel bad. I feel horrible for her. And now her health is declining. Like, that's a fucked up thing. But, she was like, shit, I'm going to throw myself a party and stuff. And I don't blame her. You got to whoop it up while you still can. Um, and then she started ordering more drinks and stuff. And then she started, wobbling around and stuff. It kind of looked like she was drunk. And that's what Miss Wu thought at first, that she was drunk. And she was like, I only had one damn drink. And Victor started to realize that she wasn't drunk. The illness is starting to take over. That damn Huntington's disease is starting to get the better of her. And Victor immediately started to realize that. And of course, Obrecht was not here for Victor, being around her daughter and stuff. So she slapped the bejesus out of him. And that slap was heard across the world, across the globe. Like, Obrecht just has such a disdain for Victor, and I don't blame her. She don't want that man nowhere near her or her daughter, and I don't blame her. Obrecht was even trying to pay Cody off. Like, she was offering Cody some good money, too. Like, she was offering him some money to leave Britt alone, because she was like, listen, Britt going through a lot right now. She ain't got time to be distracted by you and no relationship. And Cody sitting there talking about, oh, well, I was hoping to have the necklace and Britt. Now I ain't got neither. Duh, because that's what you get for being greedy. That's what happens when greed takes over. You end up with nothing. So he started sitting there trying to ask Obrecht questions about Britt, like, oh, what's going on with her? And I love Obrecht's response. She was like, listen, I offered you money. I didn't offer you answers. I love it, because I agree. It's like, it's none of your business what's going on with her. You know what I'm saying? If she wanted you to know, she would have told you. And mind you, she was going to tell him that day, but all he cared about was the necklace. So I believe that's why she decided not to tell him. Because she figured that's all he cared about any damn way, was a stupid necklace. So Cody need to just go somewhere. They need to find something better for him to do. Because I'm so tired of hearing about this necklace and trying to be rich and trying to be this, trying to be that. Like, go find you something to do. So anyway, moving on from that. Curtis and Portia was sitting there talking about the whole schizophrenia stuff and all that mess. And, Portia quickly tried to change the subject with Curtis. Like, she didn't even want to talk about it. That's what irritates me. I'm like, Portia, tell that man that there's a possibility Trina may be his daughter. Like, go ahead and tell him that. You know what I'm saying? Because you could tell she hiding something. I could look at how squeamish she looking. Like, look at her. She got guilt written all over her little face. I'm like, tell that man before y'all get married. Or before y'all get to the wedding. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be a mess. Just tell him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know why I get why she came to town and initially lied to him, saying that there's no way. Because she felt like, oh, now it's too late. She don't want to mess up everything. Well, the truth got a funny way of coming out. So you might as well go ahead and tell him now for somebody beat you to the punch. And Jordan probably somewhere salivating, waiting to tell him. So you might want to get to him first before the ex does. I'm just saying. So then she started asking Marshall all these types of questions and stuff, asking if his disease ever, messed with him playing, his clarinet and doing music and all that type of stuff. And he was wondering, like, why she was asking all these questions. Like, why she's so inquisitive. Because she's trying to figure something out for her daughter. That's what she's trying to figure out. Because she's trying to figure out, okay, if Trina ends up developing schizophrenia, like, how would it affect her life? So that's why she asking Marshall, how did it affect his life, to kind of get a grasp on what it could do to her daughter if she got it. So she was trying to be slick and try to figure that out, but he was like, no, you asking too many damn questions. And I totally get where Trina coming from. She feel like being cooped up in the house is a bit too much for her, because, I get it. Some people like to be outside all the time, or they like to be with their friends. And I totally get it. Me, I'm an introvert, so I don't care about being, like, in the house on a regular basis. I don't care. But I like going out, don't get me wrong, but not for a long ass period of time either. But I totally get where she coming from. But, it's in place for her protection. And I love that her and Curtis are starting to form a bond, and they're starting to get closer. And he told her, he was like, listen, it's temporary. It's just until we know that you're safe. Speaking of, Ava had finally told Nicholas about her little deal with Mac about, using herself as bait to try to lure Esme out, and that she gonna try to work with Ryan and stuff like that to do it. Nicholas was not happy about that shit. Nicholas was like, listen, that's too damn dangerous. But Ava didn't care. She was like, listen, if I got to put our freedom in jeopardy in order to protect Trina, she was like, I would do that. I don't give a damn about potentially going to prison. If it's gonna protect her, I'm all in. I feel like Nicholas in his mind think he got everything under control, like he told Elizabeth the other day. I feel like he's been losing control of this situation. He does not have the control of this situation like he thinks he does. With Victor moving in, now this whole Ava situation with her and Ryan trying to find Esme or team up, whatever this shit is, it's throwing monkey wrenches left and right into his plans. So he gonna have to do something drastic. You know what I mean? Like, you gonna have to do something and do it quick, because it's only a matter of time for somebody to figure out you're holding a girl in the damn North Tower. So Nicholas Bay get it together and figure it out quick, fast, and in a damn hurry. Um. So anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section, let me know what you all thought, and I will see you all later. Have a great night. Peace.